Continue, yeah.
What society has failed to realize, even as an artist, you have a lot of us that are at some point giving away our children. You know, they're in group homes, they're in shelters, they're homeless and in the street, because this is what I see. They're getting younger and younger. So therefore, it's going to take a strong unity of photographers, artists, musicians, poets, writers, activists. It's going to take a collective effort, not only just from the parents, but it's going to take that whole collective effort, because without that, where we're going. We can have this conversation and it's great, but the end result, Miss, I'm close. The end result is, can we really move forward together without putting our egos aside, like being selfless? It's deep when I see a child homeless and in the street, because I've been shooting them and seeing them, and it's only increasing. The bottles, the cans, it's only increasing more. So no matter where you go, it doesn't matter where you're from, it's going to exist. It doesn't have to be an African American or black queen like yourself, or the king like my brother. It's happening so much and so often. Where do we begin? It's like it's mind-boggling, because what you guys are doing is being positive, and you want something. A lot of us, same color, same barrier, it's like speaking French to them. They don't understand. It's like what I'm doing. I'm getting ready to work with family and work with clients, and to be able to speak that with someone else that doesn't understand, to exercise their gift they were born with, is French. Anything positive is French to them, because they're so comfortable in their demeanor. They're comfortable from within. Right. It's like, it goes back to, as long as I'm okay, why should I worry about you or worry about this brother?
And that's really changing the thought processes that they've been programmed with. That's where we come in, working with the men, the fathers, the brothers, the uncles who are supposed to be standing up, being the role models for these young boys, the mothers who are in the club on Saturday night and then in church on Sunday morning. We are going to have groups of men who work with the men and teach them how to be men. So men do not know how to be men because they have not been taught. If they're fatherless, if they've not been around their father, they only have the example of a male that they've had, if they've even had one. And most of the time it's their mothers who say, I'm the mommy and the daddy. And that really don't work. And that's being a single mother of a son, that I said the same thing. But
that's a deep statement, and I believe it's a catch-22 there. I believe it goes both ways. I believe that regardless of if we're going to not get along, I mean, they only do and repeat what they see us do. Right. We have a thing where if we're going to argue, debate, or whatever, which is not the topic, we have lacked communication. Just basic, simple communication. Once we get past that barrier, it doesn't matter if we have kids together or not. Once we get past that barrier, which is hard for us to get past that simple barrier of just expressing, talking, you have a right to disagree, I have a right to disagree, but we have to come to something, and it's nothing personal. We have not yet, and history shows that. We have not yet conquered that barrier where we can all work together for a common cause, is what I'm trying to say. And
since we've been in the West, or overall history? I definitely agree with you as far as we've been in the West.
I would say overall, because we have yet to really learn how to talk to one another. Just talk. Doesn't matter if you're African, from France, from Europe, New York, California. We have yet to learn how to break that barrier, just communicating on all levels.
On a human level, right?
On a human level. It doesn't have to be the arts, it doesn't have to be music. I mean, we were born with gifts, natural gifts. We have not learned to really, look at it. We dominate every aspect of arts, doctors, lawyers, singers, baseball, sports, and everything else, but we still have a hard time coming together for a common cause is what I'm trying to say. And there are a lot of homeless children, not because of either parent, it's because something's going on where sometimes the parents are giving those kids away. And then we're upset at every other nationality that are raising them outside of the mom or the pop. Now they're in the system wondering why they're in the system.
You sound like
we have a lot of responsibility amongst us to straighten out before we even go start pointing.
Right.
We need to really address what we need to do on all different levels. Dark skin, light skin, it don't matter.
Right.
And history shows we were all tampered with, mentally as well as physically.
You sound like you have what it takes to be a future mentor for elevated empowerment, brother.
Capri, I love you. That's a question, you put me on the spot, but as far as the arts and as far as whatever I can do to, you know, be of service or help to you, God, I'll do that within reason. I'm not going to say that I'm a savior because together everyone achieves more, which to me spells team. It takes a team from each state to be together on a common cause, whether it be mentors, photographers, musicians, on every board, poetic, everything. It's going to take us, not just me, Capri, not just saying, well, you know, Fredrick, you sound like a brother that's going to be, you know, a mentor. No, it's each one teach one, each one help one, each one strive, and give up their little bit of time because I'm busy just like the sister's busy.
That's why we came here, because you're positive. That's why we just wanted to introduce you to what we're doing, bro. You know?
And it's a good thing. It's a great thing. But if we cannot get back to the basic, simple things of talking, where we're going. Because I'm not upset. I'm not upset at you because you walked in and, you know, and I'm supposed to have certain. I'm not upset because I hear it, but it's like, it's not about me. It's can everyone else stop out of their busy schedules and their time and just listen. And that's a hard thing for us to do is listen.
It is a hard thing. And I experienced that with trying to get this off the ground, but it's okay. I'm busy too. I'm a master's level student and I travel, taking care of my family back and forth between 2 states. But this started as an empowerment group for women and young girls. I did not want to leave the brothers out because I see the need for the brothers as well as the young boys.
We need each other.
Yes. So it turned into elevated empowerment as a whole, not just for her. This really comes from my family upbringing, seeing my family dysfunction and everything that's been going on with the abandoned children over the years. And I didn't have my father with me, my biological father. I was lucky enough to have a stepfather who did wonderful, but my mother and I's connection have not been great. So I'm trying to reclaim that connection with her. If I can get that back, that's great. If I can't, I could be the mother to somebody else and make sure that another little girl don't go through or deal with some of the things that she goes through. It's a lot.
I have a statistic for you. 2 years ago, I was in Jacob Javits for a photo convention, and they had a gallery right here in New Jersey. It's called justdoonething.org. There are 2.5 million kids from 19, younger, older, that are homeless right now as we speak. Wow. All different ethnic backgrounds, 2.5 million. Justdoonething.org is a collective group trying to do something about that cause. And in the images, if you can see, the images speak for themselves. You know, it's very powerful. I had to just stand there and just think, you know, thank the man that I'm still here alive and living to just, you know, how could anyone in New York City or even worldwide or even in each state for that matter be hungry and homeless in the street? Outside of our family, our immediate family, those that care for us, that did the best they could for us, whether or not we're adopted or we're, you know, from abusive homes or we're from, you know, another area, it doesn't matter. The point is, in the end, the bottom line is, until we really can heal ourselves, you know, we're going to have a problem mentally. We got to heal from within first.